Peace, peace, peace. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I'm having a hard time today, even knowing if I'm live, to be honest. Having a hard time knowing if I'm live. So if y'all see me, please drop the nines and share it. Like it up and share it. So I can't see. For whatever reason, I cannot see. Okay, obviously, y'all see me, but for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, man. On my end, I cannot see it. Let me see. Like it up and share it. Quintavious Daniels, welcome to the live. Terrence Alger, welcome to the live. Facts. They most definitely trying to keep me silent, Terrence. That goes without being said. I don't even know if I had it. Okay, let me see if I can get y'all over here where I can see. They most definitely trying to work on that. Okay. Finesse and Justin, welcome to the live, guy. Y'all can hear me. Drop them nines. Drop them nines, man, if y'all can hear me, man. Drop them nines if y'all can hear me, man. Okay. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Sydney. Shantae, thank you. Thank you. Like it up and share it as y'all come in too, man. Y'all know they want to try their hardest to silence me, man. That's facts. They don't want me giving this knowledge out, man. For whatever reason, man, when I do not go live, man, y'all don't get a chance to see it. When I ain't live, they don't show it to me. I mean, well, they don't. When I'm not live, they don't push the notifications. Okay. Love and light to you too, Rhea. Love and light to you too. Okay. Y'all please like it up and share it. I'm going to wait for everybody to give everybody a chance to come in here. Okay. Give everybody a chance to really come in before we start, cutting up. I know it's a lot of people out there that's going to be celebrating Valentine's Day today. But who would I be if I didn't let y'all know what Valentine's Day was really about? See, we have to understand that they trick us, y'all. They trick us on every level of life, and they trick us into actually worshiping the demonic side of things, okay? Because we have to understand that this realm that we are in is one of a demonic realm that's not ran by the Most High, but it's ran by, by the Shaitan, and that's just the fact of it all. I know a lot of people may not join this lab because, we grew up so long. We grew up in this. We grew up thinking that these are the things that we should celebrate because they put these things on a high pedestal. So we think that when it comes to Valentine's Day, when it comes to Christmas, when it comes to Sweetest Day, whatever day that you think that you should be actually celebrating, when it comes to that, we think that it's something that we're supposed to be doing, and it's just a regular holiday that brings people together, right? But we need to know that it's really deeper than what we think it is, right? So I got young Pharaoh up here, man. And this is young Pharaoh in his prime. The reason I got young Pharaoh up here is because young Pharaoh was the only one, I feel like, who really spoke on this situation that didn't really, really do a video on it. I don't recall Rashad Jamal actually speaking on the situation, but I do recall young Pharaoh speaking on it, okay? And so I just had to pull up, a video of young Pharaoh. Kimberly Jones say she just shared this video. I didn't even see it, Kimberly. Facts. They use it against us, man. You have to understand, bro, that we live in a magical realm, okay? And the magic that they actually take and they use against us comes from us, okay? That's our science that they use against us. And then they tell us not to use it so that they can keep us in a state of submission. I know that's not going to sit right with a lot of people, man, but I say this all the time, right? And I advise you to do your research. Majority of the time when you partaking in even birthdays, right, you're partaking in magic, okay? And so when we talk about birthdays and the whole tradition of blowing out the cake, then you have to understand that when you actually blow out a cake, not only are you participating in it, but you're participating, you're asking your child to participate in what is known as candle magic. Now, do I believe that candle magic is a bad thing? No, I don't believe that candle magic is a bad thing. Okay, it's all about taking those elements of, water, wind, fire, and earth, right, and using those elements to be able to manifest their reality. But the fact is that they've taken our teachings, our sciology or our science, and they've made us afraid of that science. They've made us afraid to partake in that science so that they could use that same science against us and keep us in a state of submission. Even right now, as you look at me through this portal, which is probably your phone, your television, your laptop, whatever it is that you're viewing me on right now is a form of magic. Okay. And so when they tell us to partake in certain things like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween. Well, Halloween is just a day where we celebrate the dead, like we give homage to the dead. Okay, but when they tell us to partake in these type of things, bro, they're actually harvesting the energy that is used to celebrate these holidays, and they're using it because we live in an energetic realm. We need to understand that this realm that we stay in is an energetic realm. Okay, it's an energetic realm. Cold Cut say, I love how you give the guys uh that came before you, they just do. That's facts. Gotta give them they just do, man, because you know what? We have to understand. When we talk about young Pharaoh, man, I believe that a lot of people don't understand, bro, why he's going through the mental warfare that he's going through. And it's more so because he's a very intelligent guy. Okay? You don't think that they're intimidated by his intelligence? I don't see why. If you don't believe that they would be intimidated by his intelligence, that tells me that you have not grown in your level of consciousness yet. And that's only because they want you in a state of stupidity. They don't want you to actually pick up a book, read it, and really understand what it is that you're actually partaking in. And then for you to actually not what's so damaging about that is that not only are you picking up that book and you reading it and understanding what it is that you're partaking in, but you actually having the audacity to use the same technology and magic that they've put together to furthermore keep you in a state of stagnation, right? And then teach others what you've learned. You have to understand, a person that shares his knowledge is a dangerous person. Okay? And that's just facts. A person that's willing to share their knowledge is a dangerous person. But I want you guys to understand, bro, that everything that we've been taught has been lied to us. And somewhere along the line, 9 times out of 10, if they're giving it to the masses, it's for the reason of harvesting energy and to use it against you. It's nothing more than magic. It's all magic because we are in a magical realm. Now, when we talk about magic, you have to understand that, it's a polarity to everything. That's one of the laws of the universe, which we will be talking about this Sunday on YouTube, right? But that's one of the laws of the universe, the laws of polarity. That means that everything has a yin and a yang, a good and a bad to it, right? And so it's up to the beholder what they're going to actually use that good for, or that, that magic for. Are you going to use it for good, or are you going to use it bad? Now, I know there's going to be a lot of Bible thumpers that's going to come here. Oh, the Bible speaks against it, so on and so forth. Well, at this point, if you have not yet come to realize that the things that we're using in the Bible, or the things that we read in the Bible, has been formatted in a way that would keep you in a state of stagnation, then I advise you to go do further research, because it's plenty of people such as Young Pharaoh, Rashad Jamal, myself, even what's his name? I can't think of his name, man, but he has forbidden knowledge. Okay, he's even speaking on the fact. Okay, I'm froze. Royal Gillison say I'm froze. Drop them nines, man. If I'm not froze, please drop the nines that I'm not froze. If I'm not froze, you have to understand, right? That everybody is stepping up to give you this information so that you would do the research. Not so that you would worship them in the words that's coming out of their mouth, but so that you would get the research and the knowledge that you need in order to furthermore do the research. And if you ain't doing that research, that's on you. It's on you, because guess what? At this time, we can't afford to be trying to wake the people up that's not yet woke. The people that's not willing to wake up, because we ain't doing nothing but wasting our energy and our life source to try to come and continuously wake somebody up that wants to be argumentative toward the fact and not even want to do their research. Okay? And so when we talk about the law of divine oneness, and we see what is going on with young Pharaoh, that means that a lot of people don't understand that we are all interconnected and we're not separate. Okay, not even on the spiritual realm. Okay, and so when we talk about stepping into and being able to use the law of divine oneness in ourselves, we have to be in a state of compassion at all times to understand that this guy has brought a lot to the community, right? And that's intimidating. That's intimidating to the powers that be, that he is bringing this information to the forefront and he's teaching people about it. And it's intimidating to the point where they will want to get him out the way. Drop them nines if you feel where I'm coming from. You feel me? Say stop touching on receipts. They are daily. What do you mean by that, Robin Lango? Let me know what you mean by that. She said stop touching on receipts. Receipts are deadly. I don't know what's going on with this. Obviously, she feels receipts are deadly. So, yeah. With that being said, man, you know, like I said, I had to come to you guys live, man, because they most definitely been trying to stop me from doing whatever it is I do. I offended them, like I say, when I put up that video concerning Panda Ass and also the video with Bill Gates and them. I guess they would say that it's practicing for just in case an up and coming pandemic will take place. But we know that that's a bunch of BS, right? We know that. We know that. Why are you preparing for something that you don't know that might take place? You see what I'm saying? It don't make sense. We heard them say out their mouth that it's a possibility that, you know, that it might take place again. So with that being said, y'all go ahead, like it up and share it, man. Allow other people to get this, man. Share it. I got 2 shares on Facebook. Paying attention on Facebook right now, and I only got 2 shares. That's the thing, man. You know, why is it that we willing to share things that is not going to make us aware? Especially a situation like this. I feel like a situation like this needs to be shared because it's informing you of what you're giving your energy to on a day-to-day basis. This is informing you of what it is that you're giving your your energy to on a day-to-day basis. Your energy is your life force. Do you not understand that? Your energy is how you're going to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest in life. Happiness, love, material gain, whatever it is that you want to manifest in life, you have to understand that that's going to be due to the energy that you are able to possess on a day-to-day basis. If you continuously giving your energy away to things that is not meant to help you get ahead, then how can you possibly manifest? You feel me? Make it make sense. How can you possibly manifest if you giving your energy away to people who are using it for food? I'm lost. Okay. So with that being said, man, let's hold on. Give me a second, man. Give me a quick second. Okay. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead. We're gonna jump into this video. I ain't gonna hold y'all all that time today, man, but y'all drop them nines, man, if you celebrated well, if you didn't. Drop the nines if you didn't celebrate Valentine's Day today. And then just let me know why you ain't celebrating. I know I'm not celebrating it. I already let my wife know that I'm not partaking in any more holidays that they want to say is a holiday. No. And I've asked you guys not to celebrate it either if you ain't did your research. Drop the nines if you did not celebrate I want to get just an idea of who is all celebrating Valentine's Day today. And that means even if you went and got your kids, got your kids something. You know, if you didn't go get your kids something, let me know that too. Okay? Drop the 9 if you didn't partake in this day at all. Okay? Emerald Jasper say she didn't. Okay. And to be honest, man, when you really think about it, man, a lot of these holidays, man, they don't even have that same spirit that they had when we was younger. And that just lets me know that the spirit that these holidays once possessed it's not even there no more. Okay? It's slowly dying. It's slowly down. Okay, I see a lot of people saying that they ain't celebrating it. Facts. DJ Rude say, I show love to my people every day. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So yeah, let's get into this video, man. And you know what I'm saying? David Kingdom say he never did. Okay. I see a lot of people exactly hence the phrase "I'm seeing red." Hey, Valentine's Day. Yup. So we finna jump into that. We finna most definitely jump into it and let the guy, young Pharaoh, jump into, what the truth about this holiday is.
In ancient Greece, as an event that we document in history called Lupercalia. Lupercalia was a giant pedophile sacrifice event. That's just what it was, cut and dry. Every February 14th, they would sacrifice children to their demonic deities that they believed in, and it's also
Why is it always dealing with a situation where they're sacrificing somebody? You see what I'm saying? This is the type of things that we partake in. We partake in holidays that was used to ultimately sacrifice someone on some level of life, some scale. You see what I'm saying? Why? Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary that blood be shed on these holidays? It don't even make sense. As soon as he gets into it, the first thing he says is not only was it used for pedophilia, but it was used as a form of sacrifice. That's crazy. It don't make sense.
associated with pedophilia. As I stated before, eros is the etymological root of the word erotic or eroticism, which is sexual love. Eros is also a little boy deity in ancient Greece who was considered, the national symbol of sexual attraction because they was like the little boys. Eros's alleged mother is Aphrodite, who's a man, a transgender. And what y'all need to know is that only difference between Greece and Rome is some of the names of the deities, but they share the exact same mythology. So Eros in Greece would be called Cupid in Rome. Aphrodite in Greece would be called Venus in Rome. But y'all gotta remember these are the same people. So now that you know that, Eros and Aphrodite actually comes from the Babylonian story of Ishtar and Tammuz. Now, Tammuz is Nimrod and Ishtar is Esther, aka Semiramis. And so the
Which,
story of
which, if you guys have been following me for a while, then you know I actually spoke on who Tammuz was in the beginning, and that's actually where one of the stories of yes, Easter is too. Easter is celebrating the sacrifice of Jesus. Okay, we have to understand that Jesus was sacrificed, man. When you go into biblical context, then you will understand that he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. As a matter of fact, when they came to get him, he asked that his father would take his cup. And while he was on the cross, he also said, "Oh Lord, why have you forsaken me? Oh Father, why have you forsaken me?" Okay, so that was just another situation where we see a blood sacrifice to take place. Okay, and I know that's going it ain't gonna sit right with a lot of people, but that's just the fact of the matter. Okay, it's what it is. Once you start to open your spiritual eye, which is your third eye, your seventh chakra or your sixth chakra, then you're gonna start to see things for what they truly are. And then we furthermore go into these churches, right? And then we celebrate that ritual. We reenact that ritual every year, right? Or every month, sometimes twice a month by eating his flesh and drinking his blood, which is another ritual where they're teaching us basically to be cannibalism, to be cannibals. Okay. But yeah, for those of you who've been following me for some time now, then I know you've actually heard me mention Tammuz before. Okay, so Tammuz, because we understand that the word Elohim is a plural word and it's not a singular word, then we understand that uh Tammuz was one of the gods. Elohim means gods, meaning Gods, not God. Okay, so we understand that Tammuz was one of the gods, and he was one of the gods who came down. Well, he was actually the god that came down during the time that they were building the Tower of Babel in the Bible. Okay, and he actually confused everyone's language during that period of time. Then went to Sumerian. He stole the tablets and he plagiarized those tablets as well to basically use them as a form of control in society. And if you heard me, which we're gonna touch on Tammuz as well, we most definitely gonna touch on Tammuz probably on YouTube. So just be waiting on that.
Nimrod and Esther or Semiramis goes that Nimrod was a mighty hunter who used his bow and arrow on his own mother to make her fall in love with him. And he had sex with his own mother. He got her pregnant, and that was the first uh, origins of the Immaculate Conception because he didn't want to tell his army, that he was having sex with his mother. And so Nimrod and Esther, aka Easter, you celebrate Easter, became Eros and Aphrodite. Eros and Aphrodite became Cupid and Venus, and Cupid and Venus became Virgin Mary and baby Jesus. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because Venus is a hybrid. I mean, excuse me, Valentine's Day is a hybrid holiday combined of symbolic to Lupercalia, as well as the celebration of Cupid and Venus, aka Nimrod and Semiramis, aka Esther. And so this is why Cupid.
You see what I'm saying? We got Regina Blander, okay? Y'all see what I'm saying? And this is just right here. I want y'all to understand, man. Excuse me. I'm trying to pull up her thing, man, because this thing right here. You have to understand that this is nothing more than indoctrination at its finest, all right? We got Easter saying, we got Regina whatever her name is, Bendler. And I'm not trying to insult you, Queen, but I'm just saying we have her saying that Easter is a celebration of Christ being risen from the dead after being sacrificed for our sins. And the point of me showing you this video was basically for you to understand that, right, she said I keep mentioning the videos about chakras and New Age things. We have to understand, bro, that I'm showing you this video because I want you to understand that a lot of these things, right, that you read, a lot of the stories that you read in the Bible, okay, derived from other stories, okay? And they've been given to you in a way that they wanted you to have them so that you would basically worship them in secrecy, okay? That's the whole point that I want you to understand, bro. Once you look at things for what they really were, then you will understand that, Easter is dealing with us celebrating the day that, well, I know he rose from the dead on that day, but it all boils back down to the fact that Jesus was a sacrifice. He was a blood sacrifice, okay? Do you truly think that the Almighty God, someone that has the capability of creating a realm with his words, would need to sacrifice his son to make sure that your sins were forgiven? That's a question that we need to ask. And we need to ask these questions because in order for us to actually go do the research and get down to the basis of things, these questions are going to need to be asked. Ask yourself that question. The Almighty God, someone who can speak things into existence, who knows everything and is the creator of all, do you actually think that he would have to give his only begotten son up to forgive you for your sins when that's something that he could do? Make it make sense. We need to make it really and truly make sense. It don't make sense. Not to me.
Has the bow and arrow to symbolize Nimrod, who was a mighty hunter who used the bow and arrow on his own mother. And then what they don't tell you about Cupid is Cupid had two arrows. He had the golden tipped arrows, which was to make you fall in love, and then the blunt tipped arrows, which was to make you fall out of love. And if you read the story of Cupid, he was basically like a mischievous demon. He was actually considered a demon because Nimrod is considered the king of demons. And what Cupid would do was for his own diabolical satisfaction, he would ruin people's relationships. So he might see you in a 10-year marriage or a 10-year relationship and come make you fall in love with your brother. And now you in incest. You know what I'm saying? Or this, that, and third. And if you look at the paintings of Cupid, whenever he's finna use the blunt tip arrow, he has the blindfolds on. And so Cupid.
Drop the nads if I'm good. Rio Quistella say, I keep freezing. I know Royal Gillison say I was froze. And then, that's what they just going to do that. When you talking about things like this, that's what they going to do. You feel me? Right. Cynthia say the Catholic Church worships. Let me see if I can get this back smaller. Idolatry. That's facts. Y'all don't even know, man, that the Catholic Church worships the devil. I know that's going to shock a lot of people. You have to understand, it was a lot of footage that I could have showed y'all, right? It's a lot of footage that I could have showed y'all, but the fact is, they took a lot of that footage down, bro. They hid it in the archive because they didn't want that information to get out. They don't want you guys to know that the Catholic Church is actually worshiping the devil. And that's because I told y'all the story of the devil and God actually goes back to when we read the Enuma Elish, which is these clay tablets that the Anunnaki gods left back used to record their presence on this planet. That's the story of good and evil is all based around Enki and Enlil. Okay? That's what that story all comes from. So if I'm not mistaken, I think the Pope, they worship Enki who is actually the devil. All right. And someone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
In ancient Greece and Rome was used as an excuse for sexual deviancy. So a man might marry his cousin or marry his sister, and they say love is blind. And this is where that saying comes from, love is blind, because Cupid got the blindfolds on. So you might, fall in love with your mama and get your mama pregnant, and people say love is blind. You love who you love. You know what I'm saying?
So now look, we now also see them having us worship demonic entities, right? But they also are having us basically celebrate a holiday or a day that was um based on incest. You see what I'm saying? It's based on incest, but you don't know that because you failed to do the research to look into it. And this is all about. It's all about walking on the right path so that you can have the right knowledge when it comes to certain situations. And hopefully knowing that right knowledge, then you will have the strength to say, hey, I'm not dealing with none of these things no more. I'm not partaking in it. And from this point on, I'm gonna start to teach my children not to partake in it so that they can start to teach their children not to partake in it as well. And that way we can, we can get rid of this, bro. We can stop giving our energy to things, man. You know, you say Pope is false people, Pope for sure. The whole Vatican needs to be obliterated. That's facts. I agree with you on that, Regina. That's facts. You feel me? Say my live's fine. Thanks, Darren Leon. Darren Leon say my live is fine. But yeah, that's why I told y'all, bro. Look at the things that they have us partaking in. They have us partaking in people who are actually invested in incest and things like that. You see what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to us.
And you hear people saying that today. You can't control who you love. You can fall in love with another man, man. The love is love. Now, love ain't blind. Love can see. Why animals don't just fall in love blindly? And so Cupid is a emotionally chaotic demonic entity that we celebrate. And as far as the Valentine's letters, those come from Saint Valentine, who was persecuted by the Roman government, I believe during the 5th century, because what happened was the emperor at the time, he didn't allow men to marry women because he believed that if men were in love and they were a part of the military, that they would fight harder since their lovers was on the battlefield. And so what Valentine was doing was secretly allowing men to be with women, and the Roman government found out, and they sentenced him to death. And before he died, he wrote a love letter to the woman that he loved, and he started that letter off as "Your dear Valentine." So when you in school and you got the kids writing Valentine letters, you actually writing death notes. When you're celebrating Cupid, you celebrating sexual deviancy, immorality, and pedophilia, because Cupid is a pedophile deity as well as an emotional deviant deity. The hearts are symbolic to I don't know if I'm saying it right, Baal or Baal, but y'all know I'm talking about Baal. Baal, aka Moloch, is another rendition of Lucifer, aka Satan. And when you look up the ancient Chaldean or Babylonian definition of Baal or Baal, it means sacred heart. And you always see Jesus posing with that heart. And so this is supposed to be like the heart of Lucifer. And you also see certain pictures of Satan with that heart. And so the Valentine's Day heart is symbolic to Baal by definition, who's another form of Satan. And so you running around with the hearts on Valentine's.
See, that's the thing, bro. Like it's so many people on here that have come along and say, the things that's being taught is from a new age standpoint. We need to understand that there's nothing new under the sun, man. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything that I'm telling you about, even when it comes to the 7th chakra, all deals with energy, okay? And until you're able to realize that we live in the energetic realm, then you will never really understand what is going on around you. You see how they using your energy every day to worship a demonic energy? Your energy is being used on an everyday basis. Well, I wouldn't say everyday basis, but you know what I mean. They're using your energy to worship Satan, and they're being smart about it. They're thinking that they're being very intelligent about it. Well, the fact of the matter is that we are now in the age of Aquarius, right, where information is easily accessible. Okay, and since that information is easily accessible, there's going to be more people that's going to step forward and going to be able to enlighten you on what it is that you're actually partaking in on a day-to-day basis, man. And the fact that so many people drop nines when I asked them, did they not celebrate Valentine's Day today? It says a lot. It says that not only is the frequency of the planet beginning to rise, But people are starting to become more awake to the fact that they are partaking in these holidays, okay, that is meant to secretly make you worship Satan. And that's a fact. Drop the nines if you understand me, or if you follow me, or if you feel me. Drop them. You feel me? Because we need to understand what he just said. Listen to what he just said.
Love, and they were a part of the military, that they would fight harder since their lovers was on the battlefield. And so what Valentine was doing was secretly allowing men to be with women, and the Roman government found out, and they sentenced him to death. And before he died, he wrote a love letter to the woman that he loved, and he started that letter off as "Your dear Valentine." So when you in school and you got the kids writing Valentine letters, you actually writing death notes. When you're celebrating Cupid, you celebrating sexual deviancy, immorality, and pedophilia, because Cupid is a
What did he
pedophile.
say? He say when you in Valentine, when you in school, when you writing these letters, man, you know what I'm saying? You actually writing death notes. You celebrating pedophilia. You celebrating all type of things that they already know that they have you celebrating. Don't think for 1 second that they don't know that they have you celebrating these things, especially when we talk about the people at the top. When we talk about the people that are at the top, they know exactly what it is that they have you celebrating, and it's done from a strategic standpoint because they worship Satan and they want you to worship Satan. Understand that. They worship him and they want the world to worship him, even if you don't know that you're worshiping him and you're worshiping him, secretly. I mean, when I say secretly, I mean that you don't know it. This is what they do. They try to be outsmart you. They try to outsmart you. That's the game. Because if you could trick them, then you can beat them. Okay? And there's going to be so many people that's going to come along, bro. You better get me a Valentine's Day gift today. Because, they not understanding. They're going to feel some type of way that you, if you are becoming conscious, want to step outside of this type of energy right here. You see what I'm saying? That's facts. Wake up. We got to wake up, bro, and start to teach our children. When they mad at the fact that they couldn't take candy to school, you know what I'm saying? And give the kids candy at school, or you didn't want them to partake in that type of stuff, you have to sit them down and let them know why it is that you want to tell them so that you can give them new knowledge. I don't even like to use the word education because, the etymology of the word education, y'all know what that means. It means to train them old. So I say so that we can give them the right knowledge, man, so that they can give their children the right knowledge on why it is that we don't want them to partake in it. Don't think for 1 second, bro, that the schools, man, the schools are doing so many sick. They partaking in a lot of sick stuff, y'all. And that's all based on the fact that we don't go to the board meetings and stand up for it. Don't think that they don't know the rituals behind Valentine's Day, the meaning behind it, but yet and still, the Board of Education still sit down in a meeting and say, hey, it's okay for you to pass out candy on Valentine's Day. It's okay for you to have Christmas parties. It's okay for them to have Halloween parties and things like that. You see what I'm saying? And whether you want to believe it or not, Halloween is not even the worst of the holidays. That's you giving, Halloween is more of you giving homage to the dead, to your ancestors, paying homage to them. And you see that being done on every scale. But when you talk about these other ones, man, these are more demonic than what you would think they is. When we talk about Christmas, you actually celebrating a demonic being that comes down the chimney and kidnaps kids. It all has to do with pedophilia. You see what I'm saying? And not once did we ever sit back and think about why is it that back then, I don't think too many parents nowadays actually allow their children to sit on Santa's lap anymore, because now we all starting to wake up to the fact that it's strange for a kid to be sitting on a grown man's lap and whispering in his ear, okay? It's from a pedophilia standpoint. But I know when we were young, a lot of our parents allowed us to go to the mall and sit on Santa's lap and take pictures with him, because they did not know what it is that they had us partaking in and that they were partaking in themselves. That's not Jesus's birthday. You see what I'm saying? Which is a whole nother story in itself.
Deity, as well as an emotional deviant deity. The hearts are symbolic to I don't know if I'm saying it right, Baal or Baal, but y'all don't talk about Baal. Baal, aka Moloch, is another rendition of Lucifer, aka Satan. And when you look up the ancient Chaldean or Babylonian definition of Baal or Baal, it means sacred heart. And you always see Jesus posing with that heart. And so this is supposed to be like the heart of Lucifer. And you also see certain pictures of Satan with that heart. And so the Valentine's Day heart is symbolic to Baal by definition, who's another form of Satan. And so, you running around with the hearts on Valentine's Day representing Satan. And then a heart also looks like a butt, an anus. And so Valentine's Day.
And no one ever took that into perspective. See, it's all about the way you perceive things. You have to understand that perception is reality. Perception is reality. And, they know that if they can start to get us to perceive things from their perspective, from their perspective, then we'll never see it another way. Okay? And why do they want us to see things from their perspective? Because they understand that we manifest reality. We manifest reality. It's no coincidence that there is a radio in every car. It's no coincidence that there is a television in every home. Why is that? Why is that? Because they understand, bro, that if they can keep a television in your home and you would keep your children in front of it and they could continuously entertain you, then they could shape the way you perceive things. They could shape your reality and they could mold and train you into manifesting the reality that they want you to have. Okay? And so for those of you who are big Bible thumpers, bro, understand that, I'm not here to force my will on you, but I just want you to understand and take a time out to listen to what I'm saying, bro. Even the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so he shall become, right? Because they understand, right, that your thought process has vibrational frequencies to it, okay? And when you start to think something, that is the beginning of you manifesting, okay? Manifesting your reality, creating reality for yourself, okay? So this is why they put these televisions in the house, right? So because they want to feed your subconscious and start to get your subconscious to think that, hey, we should be celebrating Christmas because that's a day of love and joy, and it's all about Christ. They want you to say, oh, well, we should be celebrating Valentine's Day because that's celebrating us being united with a loved one. Okay, that's celebrating our love. They want you to think those things, right? Because they understand that if you would think those things, then you can manifest the reality that they want you to have. You think it's a coincidence that you walk around every day wearing a certain type of shoes, a certain type of clothes, that you want a certain type of house, you want a certain type of car to drive, that you think that you should be making a certain amount of money? You think that's a coincidence? And I'm going to tell you, do you think it's a coincidence that you think that you should be loved a certain way? They teach you that. You have to understand that at this point, if you're not spiritually in tune with yourself, then your thoughts are not your own thoughts, but the thoughts that was given to you through television, through radio. Half of our children wear a certain type of clothes because of the music that they listen to. They wear a certain type of shoes because of the basketball teams that they watch, because of, the stuff that's being shown to them on television. Drop the nines if you following me, yo. Drop them if you following me. We ain't cut up like this in a minute. Okay? So you have to understand, bro, that it's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new is under the sun. Nothing that I'm telling you is new age. It's not new age. Everything is energy. Everything vibrates at a certain frequency, at a certain rate, okay? And so I'm able to sit in this chair because the chair that I'm sitting in is vibrating at a different frequency from the spirit. A spirit. You can't see a spirit because it vibrates at a faster frequency than what this chair will vibrate at. So when we talk about different planes and those type of things, then you have to understand the reason I'm able to see you and you're able to, you know what I'm saying, speak to me and things like that is because on some level we vibrate at the same frequency. Okay? We vibrate at the same frequency. So we need to most definitely watch what it is. Even the Disney Channel, man, it's not safe. It's not safe. We have Orlando Brown stepping forward, right, and telling you what it is that you've seen in the Panda commercial that they put out, or the advertisement they put out, not the Panda commercial, but the Balenciaga commercial. This is someone who partook in the industry, but yet and still we have other people come along and say he's crazy. That's the easiest way for them to get you to dismiss whatever it is that, excuse me, I'm stumbling over my word. Whatever it is that he's saying, that's the easiest way for them to get you to dismiss that. You see what I'm saying? Because as soon as Orlando Brown pops up on your screen, the first thing you're gonna start to say is, "Oh, Orlando Brown is crazy. We don't listen. We don't need to listen to anything that he's saying. He's crazy. Oh, he does drugs." Notice how they do that, bro. I don't care. You could have did a gang of things in the community to uplift your community. Okay, you could have passed out book bags, did school supplies, fed the homeless, so on and so forth. But understand that once they want to tear down your reputation, bro, the first thing they're going to use is what happened in your past. So if you ever used drugs in your past, you would never be able to get away with that. They'll be bringing that back up and then plaster it over every media platform in the world. Okay? And because people, they've taught you to look down on certain situations, you're going to look past the fact that he done everything right. And now you're going to start to say, oh, well, he did drugs back in the past. It's possible that he could be doing drugs again, so on and so forth. Oh, you never know what someone is going through. You never know what someone is going through, so on and so forth. And this is why it's so easy for them to get away with, getting down on somebody. Basically, y'all know what I'm talking about. You feel me? Terrence Alger, thanks for the stars. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's so easy, bro. And I ask this, I want to say, man, when are we going to start to wake up? You know, we living in the age of Aquarius, right? We coming back into the sun cycle. Why is it that so many people are still asleep? The spell of sleep is being lifted off of us. You see what I'm saying? The spell of Kingu should be lifted off of us right now, bro. So, I mean, and we're seeing a lot of people wake up, but the fact of the matter is, there's so many people, bro, that's afraid to wake up and see things for what they is. They want to keep going down that rabbit hole. What's the name of that show? That little television show we used to all, where she skips and she sees the Tin Man, and y'all want to still live in that. Y'all want to still live in that reality. Want to still live in that reality.
It's a very demonic holiday. It's a very pedophilic holiday. It's a very satanic holiday. It's a very sexually deviant holiday. And it also, you write, the roses for Valentine's Day are symbolic to death. Because when somebody dies, you give them roses.
Facts. Have you ever seen Selena? Do you guys know who Selena is? I actually love Selena. Watch the movie. Around the time when she was finna get ready to pass, they say someone threw a rose up on the stage. That's a signification of death. Okay?
So they remix it to make it seem like it's for love, but it's really for death. So you write a Valentine's Day card, aka a death letter, and then you give somebody roses, symbolizing that you just spiritually died. And so all of these holidays are rituals. I don't break them down because I'm bitter and I don't want people to be happy during the holiday season. I want people to know that if we want something to celebrate, we can celebrate. We can make something up. They made something up. We can make something up. So even if you don't want to celebrate in the correct honor of our ancestors, if we want to start fresh, we can do that too. But we need to know that what we are doing now, that's not it. And you are being spiritually hypocritical because you are partaking every day and every month in these different holidays.
Yes, that's the name of that movie, The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz.
Celebrations and traditions that were not only made by people that slaughtered your ancestors, but are representative to the exact spiritual deities that you claim not to subscribe to, Lucifer being one of them.
Facts. We got to start to wake up, man. They got us celebrating satanic holidays every year. Every year at the same time. So we know that, it's some type of ritual to the fact that we celebrate these holidays every year on the same days. It's a ritual behind the fact that we celebrate them every year on the same day. And that's just a fact. We got to start waking up, y'all. Let's stop partaking in things because it make us feel good. You feel me? Let's start looking into things. And I keep telling y'all, man, when we dealing with certain things, we have to always, especially because we know that, the English language did not derive or is not in a language that is in itself made. It's not a self-made language, okay? It derives from Latin words, it derives from Greek words and other words, okay? So when we talk about using these words, it's important for us to actually dig into the etymology of words. We need to know what it is. What's the spiritual, what is the meaning behind these things? And like he just said, when you partake in this holiday and they give you a rose, they having you basically, and you write a letter, they're saying that you became spiritually dead, right? And why is that important? Because we are spirits first. We are spirits first. Understand that. Okay? We are spirits here to have a human experience. We are here to learn from our human experience. Okay? So that our souls will be able to grow, to evolve. That's what it's all about. Okay? It's all about that. So I just felt like I needed to basically share this video, man, because I wanted you guys to understand what it is that we celebrate on this day, man. When you're talking about getting more in tune with the spiritual side of things, man, it's imperative that you understand what it is that we partake on these. That we partake in on these holidays. Okay, so if you want to start becoming or living a righteous life, I advise that you start to slowly take yourself out of it, so that you can start to slowly take your children out of it, and then they will slowly start to take their children out of it, and we can start to begin to break those chains of those curses, or that was placed upon us by partaking in these negative holidays. You feel me? And also, I just wanted to say before I go, man, protect your energy, y'all. Make sure that you guys are protecting your energy. Okay? Protecting your energy does not always mean, you're protecting it from someone that's in your life. You're protecting it from the things that you decide to indulge in on a day-to-day basis, the conversations that you decide to have, the things that you decide to watch. Okay? Protect your energy. Your energy is your life force. That's how you manifest everything that it is that you want in life, okay? One thing you need to do is ensure that you're getting the sleep that's going to make sure that you're vibrating at a high frequency. Because if you're not vibrating at a high frequency, it's going to be impossible for you to manifest whatever it is that you want. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Stop putting your belief in other things. Stop putting your belief in other people that they're going to come through and they're going to make things happen for you in your life. You need to believe in yourself. Because once you start to truly believe in yourself, because you are an extension of that energy source, the God, because you are a direct extension of that, then if you really believe in yourself, so it is. So it is. It already is. You're going to have it. Okay? And so with that being said, man, if you ain't following me on YouTube, please go over to YouTube and follow me on YouTube, man. Also, please do not forget to follow me on Instagram at IamAwakened_chosen1, okay? I got a lot of reels going on over there. We finna get into a lot of cooking, bro. I'm just waiting. A lot of y'all who been following me, y'all know y'all know what's going on. But make sure you following me over there, man. We finna most definitely turn up on Instagram. And with that being said, I want to leave you guys as I came, man. I want you guys to always be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. And as always, peace, family. Peace meaning positive energy. Always creates elevation. Ashay.